So I just want to start this video by saying I really fucking hate filters. However, these just arrived, which I bought from an Indiegogo campaign recently. These are the Freewell 7-in-1 magnetic filters. And spoiler alert, they may have addressed everything that I hate about filters. But there is one really annoying thing that no YouTuber mentioned about these, which I wish I'd known before I ordered them. So welcome to another video of stuff that I've seen hyped so much on YouTube that I went out and bought with my own money to test it out for you guys to give you a first impression. Let me explain why I hate filters. Don't get me wrong, I love what they do. I think they're an extremely useful resource that we absolutely need as photographers and videographers. But the thing for me is just that they interrupt the workflow so much because I have to like unscrew and screw them on, which sounds like a first world problem, but when you're in the flow of a shoot, I'd rather be spending my time working with my model or my team rather than messing about with my camera equipment. The other thing is I don't have lots of filters for every lens either, so that means that if I'm shooting with this lens and then want to change to my 85mm, I have to unscrew from this side and then add onto the 85mm, unless I buy two very expensive filters, one for each lens. So that's where this comes in. These are the Freewell 7-in-1 magnetic filters. Now, right off the back, what I'm gonna say is that this box is ugly. Just not really my style. I actually preferred the one that you see on all of the YouTube videos. But this is magnetic closure. It's just a bit of a weird color. The cool thing about this though is that when I pull this out, I can get to my filters very, very quickly. But it is just ugly. It's so ugly. I can't get over how ugly that is. Why did they go with that? In the box, you get the base filter. Right now I have the mist filter on the inside. There's also one that is just a straight ND base filter as well. This ring screws on like every other filter system. However, I then don't need to take that ring on and off. If I want to change this mist filter to the ND, take that out, the ring stays on here. I then take out my ND base filter, hook that in, and just line that up. The best part for me is the actual variable ND part, which comes in 2 to 5 stop and then 6 to 9 stop. Normally you'd have to unscrew one, screw another one in. These also just clip on in the same way. So let me just line that up. I have a variable ND filter, 2 to 5 stop. On the other side of this, if I flip this around, I now have a circular polarizer, which is pretty cool. That's like really simple. And then if I want to use my 6 to 9 stop, again, just line this up and then that clips on magnetically as well. So the other cool thing about this is that when I want to switch to my other lens, I just have the adapter on here. So I can simply take the base filter off of that one and then just add it to this one. Then I can add my other filter on here, like so, and then I'm good to go. That is so fast. Why has no one thought of this before? This is so good. And I typically shoot with two different lenses, my 15 to 35 and my 85. So now I've got those two things covered by one filter system and it's so easy to switch between them. So in terms of the quality, Freewell have done a really good job here. I have got like a few different variable ND filters. As you start to use them, you do get a weird crisscross pattern in the skies and that kind of thing. I haven't noticed it yet, which doesn't mean that it's not there, it just means that it's not as drastic as what I've seen on some of the other filters that I have. So one of the things I do love about this is the lens cap, which literally clips on magnetically. It's really quick and easy. However, there's a couple of issues with this magnetic lens cap, and that is if you're using the ND filter and you put it on here, sometimes when you pull it off, you pull the ND filter off with it because the magnet is so strong. The other thing is, and I'll show you what happens here, is if you are using the circular polarizer side, so you flip that over and attach that to the front there. Now this will not clip on, it's actually repelling it away. So you can't use it on the circular polarizer side, you have to flip that over. Which is still not that big a deal, but it's just one of those little annoying things that they could have looked at, maybe improve on the next version. So at the beginning I said that there's one thing about these filters that no other YouTubers mentioned that I wish that they had. But actually there's 3 things about this filter system that I think could be improved. The first one is when you use the filter on the lens, it actually warms up the color a little bit. It's a bit weird, it has a slight tint to it, and this is supposed to be neutral density, so shouldn't really have a tint on there, but it does, it has a very slight tint. This can be corrected pretty easily, it's not really that big a deal, not that big an issue. The second issue that I'm finding with these filters, and I don't know if you can see that, if I bring that closer up, maybe not. These have got a special coating on them that is supposed to be anti-dust, but as soon as I take these out of the pack, dust seems to be attracted to it. I don't know if it's something to do with the case or how dusty the areas that I'm in are, but as soon as I put this on, I can see dust collecting on it, and then as soon as you wipe it, there's more dust again. So I can even see dust appearing on this right now as I'm talking. I don't know if there's another fix for that or not, but just be aware that this does seem to be a bit of a dust magnet. And the one thing I didn't realize about this system, I'm just going to put this back on so you can see what this is like. I really wish somebody had mentioned this before, because it isn't a showstopper, but it's kind of annoying. Both of these RF lenses are an 82mm thread, and when you look at the actual filter on these, when you look at the top of these, you can see that the filter is actually slightly bigger. The only problem with this is if you use a lens hood like I do on both of my lenses, the lens hood now doesn't fit. Now that said, these filters do control the flare extremely well. I haven't seen the issues that I've seen with other filters that I've used where you start to get lots of artifacts in front of the camera lens. So I'm kind of happy with that. Now, if you don't shoot with a lens hood, this isn't going to be a problem for you. This is a first impressions video, so there is plenty more testing that I need to do with these. I've used these on a few shoots already, and the switching mechanism is really great. As I said, there's a few annoying things with the system, so it's not completely perfect. But for the money that this was in the Indiegogo campaign, in comparison to some of the other variable ND filters that are out there, this is actually a pretty good contender. I will continue to use these for different shoots, creating different videos, and then I'll give you a much more detailed review of the quality of these. But I hope that really helped from somebody that actually bought these with their own money. And let me know what you think. Do you have a set of these? Are you using a different variable ND filter? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions as well, I'm happy to answer those. So with that said, hit that thumbs up button if you found this video useful, subscribe if you want to see more, and there's plenty more videos that I've got coming, so I will see you guys in the next one.